Hi everybody, Lynette. Welcome back to my channel. I know it's been quite a while since I've posted a video. I've been pretty busy over here. I'm sure most of you can understand that, but I do have a bunch of journals to share with you. I am going to try to keep this video short. I definitely want to share little flip throughs of the Christmas journals that I've been working on. I'm not going to make any completed Christmas journals this year. I just don't really have the time to work on it. But I do love the blank fabric journals that I list in my shop pretty frequently. This is what I love to play around in, and I know that quite a few of you do too. So I'm anxious to share these with you. I just want to show you some of the other journals that are up on the website right now that I have not shared a video for, and I'm just listing them. They're actually going to be on sale for the holiday weekend, along with my mushroom journals that are left. Those that are left are also going to be on sale this weekend. Check out the website. Those are going to be listed and on sale. I have quite a few nature journals. I'm not going to flip through these. I just want to show you what's available over on the website right now. There are going to be 4 different listings for these nature journals with these vintage fabrics that I have. They're going to be grouped together, so it's going to vary as to which cover you could get. I think it would be too confusing if I tried to list them all individually, since I was having fun and I made a whole bunch of different styles this time. So they'll be listed over there. You can check them out. There's a couple pictures of the insides, but they're pretty typical to the other journals that I make. These journals all measure 9 inches tall. Let's see, 9 inches tall by about 6 inches wide. They're full sheets of paper. Of course, there's some cut down and there's other vintage papers inside of it. And like usual, they're all going to come with a bag of journaling supplies. These nature journals specifically come with a handmade vintage wallpaper tag. They're all different styles and different wallpapers. I've decorated the bag. You can use the bag in your journal also. So I'm not really going to flip through any of that. Those of you who are familiar with my channel and the journals that I typically list, these aren't much different. These are just some beautiful old fabrics that I had in my stash. So I have this yellow set. These are fantastic. The material's a little different. I had been afraid to play with this material in the past, but it's actually like a rubber plastic backed material, but it actually worked out really well. And I think this is my favorite fabric out of all of them. I had actually been playing around with one myself and started doing a little bit of art journaling and things inside of it. Let's see. Here's a picture page that I had done of my daughter. So they're a great size. It's like a full-size sheet of paper on the inside, and it can fit quite a bit of your art journaling and however it is that you decide to work in these journals. They're a lot of fun. I have a brown set listed on the website. There's also one that is listed separately where it's probably like an inch smaller than the others. It was a just a miscut, not a big deal, but I will be listing it separately. Sorry, I don't know why my camera isn't focusing. So you'll notice that over there also. There's also a few of this vintage yellow journal over there. The goodie bag comes with it, of course. And then this is one of my favorite old fabrics. I don't have a lot of this left. So I have one journal with this green fabric that's the normal size, and then I have a cut-off piece. This one, I'm sure I'll make mention of it on the listing, but it is only about 7.5 inches tall, but it is the typical 6 inches wide. So this is a fun, smaller size for those of you who like to work in things that are a little smaller. And of course, they're coming with their goodie bags as well. So go over on the website, check it out. You guys can see all of the listings over there. And then there are still a few of these mushroom journals left over there. I'll link the video for this in the description box down below in case you missed it. But these are some fun, fully decorated, loaded junk journals. They'll be marked down for the holiday weekend as well. Okay, so getting into the Christmas journals, I just have 2 of each of these styles with this old fabric. This is not a vintage fabric. This is a Joann's fabric that was a replica of an old fabric. This style that I have here is an actual vintage Christmas fabric that I had. So I'll show you these kitten and puppy journals first. So all of these journals that I am sharing today are coming with a hand stamp tag. They all have a seam binding closure. Here's what the cover of this journal looks like. They are fused with some scrapbook paper on the inside. There's machine stitching and fraying around the outside. These also measure 9 inches tall by 6 inches wide. And then I've used just some various papers on the inside. Let's see. Pretty typical for what I usually do. I've really been enjoying the blank journals lately and playing around with them in different ways. I like using them all for different things. Some of them I get started for memory keeping, some of them art journaling. I have like a wellness journal that I enjoy working in. The strings are all left a little long for those of you who like to add beads or charms to the strings of your journals. Some old vintage papers in here also. Alright, these are going to be listed separately. They're labeled A and B. As you can see, I'm trying to keep everything straight. This is the little bag of goodies that go with this journal. They've been hand dyed. There's a hand stamp tag in each of these, some vintage Christmas ephemera pieces, and then just some of the usual ephemera pieces are tucked inside. So those are the 2 little puppy and kitten journals. We'll just look through one of these. Same size, same number of pages and everything. But then this is the fabric that I've literally been hoarding the last few pieces of for years now. It's hard to find some of this vintage fabric and not pay out the wazoo for them. So I love it. Love that one. There is a plaid scrapbook paper here on the inside, and then the same pages and the same papers as the others. So there are 2 different listings for these journals on the website, and then they also come with the little bag of goodies that you can use in your journal to get you something to get you started. And then I also made 2 general winter snowy themed journals. Just to give you an idea what these look like. These I've stayed away from anything Christmas themed so they could last you throughout the winter months. For those of you interested in journaling like that, I have this really pretty snowy fabric. I love the greens and the blues. Again, it's a fabric cover backed and fused onto a scrapbook paper. And then these are more like general winter pages. So I have this really fun book that I've enjoyed using in the past in my own journaling. There's some winter poetry pages in here. And let's see, I have put in some music paper. Like this one's called Silver Moon. This is from a vintage children's book, and then I think the other one had another wintry type music page in it. So love these colors, love the deeper blues and the greens, and then this is just more of a general winter. So the little bag that comes with it, I just stamped a Baby It's Cold Outside with a little snowman stamp, and then the bag that I stamped and sprayed and everything is something you could also fit inside of your journal. Alright, you guys, thank you so much for taking the time to watch today. I am going to try to get this video up as quickly as possible. I do have plans to be back on my channel in the next few weeks. I do have company coming in a week or so, but there are some journaling spreads and things that I'm excited and looking forward to sharing with all of you. So the links are in the description box down below over to the website. Go over and check everything out that's on sale. Check out some of the photos that I have of pages in these journals if you're interested. And I hope that you have an amazing holiday weekend. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.